Hello, I'm FGX and welcome back to the Minecraft news videos. They have some really important Minecraft news to share with you all, and it is mostly to do with Minecraft Bedrock, but it does have a little bit to do with the Java edition of the game, because we have news regarding a official modding API coming to the Bedrock version. That's huge news, because the modding API has been in the works forever at Mojang, and it looks like it's coming to the Bedrock versions now. And then we also had news regarding the combat update, or what I like to call the combat update v2, because they are reworking the combat system entirely again on the PC, they've said, on the Java edition, but it looks like that's also coming to Bedrock. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about both those things and exactly how they might come. Hopefully you do all enjoy the video. Please do like it if you do like it, because it helps out the channel and lets know you do like the Minecraft news. I want to keep on seeing it every single time something like this comes out, because this is really big, important news. And let's kind of explain why as we go into the very first bit here, which comes in from DocM77 again. So again, if you don't know, he's a YouTuber, pretty famous from the old days of Minecraft Java, and he's at the Minecraft Creator Summit right now, and Jeb is directly there. We went over the proof of that yesterday, so you can check that out if you want to, but for now, let's focus on what he said, because making mods available on Bedrock Edition is one of the highest priorities the Bedrock team has at the moment. It is a difficult process though, because of the huge amount of devices and systems, hashtag Minecraft Creator Summit 2018, and that kind of matches what we figure, like, yeah, making mods available on Bedrock is something they've wanted to do for a while now, but given the diversity of Minecraft Bedrock as a platform, it's phones, it's tablets across 2 or 3 different ecosystems, it's the Windows 10 PCs, but it's also now 2 different consoles. You can see the difficulty in trying to have a consistent modding API that will allow all of those platforms to not only have mods that work across all of those platforms, but also allow them to be available on all of those different platforms and work flawlessly despite the various different power levels and just all these different things about the different versions. So you can see the challenge there, and this is something backed up and then expanded on by Direwolf20. He's a big Minecraft modder, you might have heard of him before, but either way, he tweets, okay, at Minecraft News for y'all, modding API is still being worked on by the Bedrock team, console, Windows 10, etc., but there are a lot of challenges. I don't see it being soon, but I do expect it to happen. Java modding will always be a construct of the community and continue to exist. So that's confirming that this modding API, this official mods being more integrated into the game, is not going to affect the Java modding scene. It's just they want to have a similar modding scene on, the Bedrock version, which right now is kind of consigned to add-ons, and they want to have something much more powerful so that all these mods that you see in, whether it's YouTube videos or just however you're actually seeing mods, you'll be able to get them on the consoles or on your phone or whatever soon, which is a big thing given that Minecraft Bedrock is the biggest platform, and a lot of people see these Minecraft videos, but they're really about the, to them, a different version of the game, and that's something that's kind of confusing, but they're never gonna, they're not gonna touch Minecraft Java modding, so presumably that means they will play around with Minecraft Bedrock modding. They might have it be available in the store. Again, there's options we'll see available in the future, but for now, it's really good news if you care about mods for Minecraft Bedrock, because right now it doesn't have the hugest of scenes, and it looks like in the future, they eventually will. So let's move into the next piece of news here, because again, DocM77, at the same, again, we got a picture here of Jeb, same stuff going on here. He says, the combat system overhaul will not be a part of Minecraft 1.14. Mojang wants to take time and really get a lot of feedback. And that's a really, really interesting thing to hear, because 1.14 is the next update, the one planned after 1.13. The huge combat overhaul is going to be such a big one, or such an important one, or such one to, think about, that they don't want to even commit to it being this year, because there's 2 Minecraft updates a year, is what Jeb said previously, and that means that, 1.14 is the next and final Java update of this year, so they're not even dealing with this in 2018. In 2019 is when we're going to be seeing the combat update, and that's after all of this feedback of all of those months of various updates and small touches here and there, and I think that's honestly a good thing. I think, given how much the combat update, the original one, broke the community, I think if you're going to do a second combat update, whether it's bigger or smaller, you definitely want to make sure that everyone's on board before you commit to the changes. And interestingly enough, to make this even bigger of a deal, it's not just a combat update v2, it's not just a new combat system overhaul, it's going to be an overhaul for all versions of Minecraft, because Aubrey Norris responds to a tweet thread where they say, this combat overhaul better be good this time, or the game is going to die even more for Java Edition. And then the second tweet here is from Alex, who says, do we know if this is for Java though? And then the final tweet from Aubrey Norris is, yeah, once we figure out what the new system is, we will make the changes on both Bedrock and Java, confirming that they are going to be doing whatever combat changes they decide to make, they're going to be making not just on the Java or not just on Bedrock, they're going to make it across both platforms at the same time, which means whatever and presumably that means eventually or at the same time for PlayStation 4 as well. So all of Minecraft is going to see its combat change. There's going to be a combat update v2, as I'm going to like to call it, but I'm going to coin that term right now, and combat update v2 is going to be a huge thing, because they need to get the combat right. The Java Edition community is still split about the existing change, and I figured, given that I know a lot of people are still not too sure about why it's such a big deal, basically the Java Edition community had a lot of server-based, community stuff going on, which meant that when this first combat update came out, the way people were used to playing the game, again, online with servers with friends, just wasn't working exactly the same, and a lot of people were refused to update just because they didn't like the delay in hitting. If you, the way the Java system works is if you, hit immediately, if you spam click, you're kind of punished. So in the background, you're seeing how I can spam click with literally no retribution, but on the Java version, there is a punishment for that because you're meant to wait. There's a timing system to make it less about spam clicking, to make it less about that stuff. It also came alongside dual wielding, which had its own set of concerns, but the reason that was really disliked is because it punishes you for playing in the way you might like. You might, you have to time things in a way that isn't necessarily an intuitive skill set, and a lot of people just said, no, not going to do that. So, given that original update broke so much, I think the basic idea, the thing that I would float as an idea, or just say what was likely to happen, is that if it comes to making another update, the Combat Update V2, you'd need to make sure you remove, first of all, the existing hit delay. Like, I know a lot of people are used to it now. When I play Java, I'm used to like, oh yeah, you do that, and then there's a sweeping attack in exchange. I think you have to either significantly nerf it so you can still spam click and maybe have an advantage, or what you have to do instead is just remove it altogether. And I would say come up with another system which, actually it rewards you for doing something good rather than punishes you for not doing something they expect. So, for instance, think about the current critical hit system. People like it. If you jump and then you're falling and when you hit someone, you do up to 50% more damage. It's a really cool way that's not necessarily done all the time. There are situations where I don't bother critical hitting, but when you do it, it feels good. That should be the same thing with hit delays. If you can consistently hit people a certain number of times in a row, maybe have some combo damage or something. There's really fun ideas like this, and then also bring in a dual wielding system, again, like they have on Java, maybe upgrade it in some way so there's different weapon combos that work well together. Again, if you want to add complexity to the game, make sure you don't punish people not using it, you just reward people who are using it. That is the key distinction, and that's something I imagine we'll see with the Combat Update V2. First of all, it's going to try to reward more than punish, because again, I think that the number one thing people say non-stop is just like, people hate this, and then people hate the way it made bows too powerful and stuff like that. So basically, they're going to consult the community a bunch, they're going to try to make it a good, positive thing, rather than a negative thing, and that's something we can see progress over the next year or so. Again, they're going to probably float a bunch of ideas, and I'll keep you up to date as soon as we know more about the Combat Update, but for now, it sounds kind of good, it sounds kind of exciting, and that is the Minecraft news for today. There is a modding API coming to Bedrock, so if you like mods, but you play Bedrock, or you play console, whatever you play, then good news for you, and also good news for you if you like playing combat, is that the system will change in 2019, maybe in a good way, hopefully in a good way. I'm looking forward to it regardless, and that's something that you'll know as of, again, we'll see it closer to 2019. But before we go now, because it is the 31st of May, 2018, as I'm recording, and hopefully as you're watching this, but E3 is coming up next week, and E3 is something where usually I try not to keep any interest until it comes out. However, a lot of leaks have been happening for E3, stuff like, the Fallout 76, it's going to be an online multiplayer game. There's these tiny leaks coming from all over the place that sound like they're going to be true, and one of them that came out is the full Microsoft schedule, where where it does in fact say that they're going to be showing off a new Minecraft update during the Microsoft presentation. So if that comes true, then I will let you know as soon as we know exactly what's in the update. Again, I assume they're giving a little bit of a reveal of that at the Creator Summit right now, because it is just next week. But yeah, next week, next Sunday I think it is, we're going to be seeing the next Minecraft update, 1.14, which is weird given that the Aquatic update is going to be coming out like before then or around about then, but that's what it sounds like. That's just the leak. Something from Minecraft will be shown at E3. It's just the leak is that it will be the next update, so take it with a grain of salt if you have to, but I would say that I'm like 90% hyped, and maybe if that's your thing, you can be too. But I hope you all enjoyed the video regardless. Like if you liked it, share if you really liked it, subscribe with notifications turned on if you're around here, and check out the stream that I'm about to do, or just did on my channel, because I like Let's Playing, and maybe you do too. Goodbye.